Hey everyone, I want to dedicate this one to every new political party that's trying to pop up and the Occupy Wall Street movement. Um, now, I'm pretty familiar with it. I have a friend who's into it, and what they're trying to do is point out that, the people on top are kind of screwing over the people on the bottom. That's really their main goal, is to point that out. And I'm not going to say whether spending or investing or saving will save the economy, because I don't know enough about economics to figure this out, although I do know some of the banks putting out bad loans might have been an actual contributing factor. Um, but I do want to give a bit of advice, and I know a lot of people in the Occupy Wall Street movement are gonna go, no, 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 this goes against our movement, but I'm afraid you're gonna have to do that in order to, well, do what I'm about to say in order to actually get something done, and that's you have to go political. You have to get all your money together, what you have, start a fund, and buy off some politicians. You have to play the game, I'm afraid to tell you. Uh, I understand you don't want to do that, but the thing is that a lot of political movements have died because they never went actually political. They just stopped at protesting. I'm not saying protesting is bad. A lot of people are screaming about how protesting won't do anything. It brings attention to your cause, and that's a good thing. It means more people know about it, more people get involved. But if you all just pull like a buck each, and all the people that are in the Occupy movement, you could probably buy a politician. Probably on the cheap, but you could probably buy one and get some influence, and that influence might help, and it will slowly but surely snowball. This is why the 60s movement didn't go too far, is because they refused to even deal with money, and unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with money in order to do this. I know you don't like the idea, but it's kind of, unfortunately, you're going to have to take a bite of that particular shit sandwich and do it. A lot of people say you're idiots, you're being hippies, blah, blah, blah. No, I understand why you don't want to do it, because from what you've seen, money has caused nothing but trouble. So you don't want to deal with something that's caused nothing but trouble. A lot of you are students that have student loans. I still have mine. I'm still paying mine off. Ugh, I hate them. Um, but that's pretty much what you're going to have to do. Demonstrations are nice. Protests are nice. Sometimes they do get something done and people are like, oh, oops, we screwed up, and they'll fix it. But for something like this, where it's so ingrained in the culture of politics, not all politicians, I'm going to say that right now, but just ingrained in the culture of politics, and you're fighting it, you're going to have to go into the arena and fight against them and change the culture from inside out. It's really the only way. Think of yourselves as a vaccine. You have to go in, you have to have some of the marks of the germs on you to, okay, this isn't actually how vaccines work, but you get the idea. Um, Rather than, just sitting there protesting on Wall Street, that's eventually going to be like, oh, okay. And don't tell me that, oh, we can't afford it. Maybe if you like bought less apps on your iPhones, because a lot of you have those. I'm not judging, I'm just pointing something out really quick. It it's not that hard. Just make a couple of extra sacrifices, save up the money, and you might be able to get a politician. Hey, you might even get one that has a bit of influence. Um, because the universal language of politics, unfortunately, in this day and age, is money. Very rarely is it people screaming, like the SOPA bill and hopefully the other anti-internet bills. Um, People pretty much told them no, and that worked. But the problem is that, you know, a lot of it doesn't work that way, unfortunately, and politicians aren't going to listen to you because what are you going to do? You're not investing in the stock market as heavily as the people that are paying them off. They're not going to lose money because you're sitting there on the corner going, grr. They want, but if you can buy a politician and tell them, hey, guess what? Uh, um, we have money. We pulled this together, and we can match the price of whatever the most expensive person is. Because if enough people donate, you probably could do that. Um, you would actually get a politician on your side. And with one politician, he would influence another politician, hopefully, and another, and another, and another, and another. And you get what I'm saying. It might work. It's at least worth a shot. Or even better, pick out a candidate from your ranks and run them. Not in a big office at first. Don't run for president right off the bat. That's gonna crash and burn. Get him in a small office first, like a councilman. Then a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, until you can get a viable presidential candidate. And at the very least, you will take votes away from the two major political parties. And that might actually send a very interesting message that maybe people are getting sick of this. And, people might start changing. And just so people know, I'm not pro any party. I'm just saying this is what I think would happen if you just start playing the political arena a little more. I'm not saying what you've been doing is bad or not working. Publicity is the first step. And you're not doing anything illegal. And any of the police, especially in New York, and I apologize on their behalf, that say you are doing something illegal, tell them to fuck off. You have my full permission. I have cops in my family, and they would agree. Tell them to fuck off. Because you do have a legal right to do that. It's called the right to protest. Right to, I forget the exact wording, but it's like literally the right to protest is what it means, among other things. So, yeah. Um, that's pretty much what I've got to say about that. A friend of mine was talking to me on Facebook, and he's in the Occupy Wall Street movement and just randomly reminded of this, so. Yeah, one of those weird things. Catch you later. Bye.